Welcome to Pick Central. Today we are presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, did you ever play the over-under game with your friends? You know, that's a great way to explain it.
Yeah.
Just over-under. What's this person going to do? That's exactly what Pick 6 is. Over-under. You know, think I can eat that slice in a pizza under 30 seconds, or I know it'll take you over a minute to down that 2-liter. I love that. If you have, then you're going to love Pick 6, the new fantasy game from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. Here's how to play during the NBA playoffs. It's super simple. First, download DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then pick between 2 and 6 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like rebounds, points, assists, and more. Track your picks and play against others for a shot to win huge cash prizes. So when you played, how much did you put into, like, was it a contest you put it into? Like,
Yeah. You can put in, I think the minimum was $10, and it can go up from there. And then I put in a little more than that. And then you're competing against the people. And then you can win, depending on how many you get right, is your like percentage of the pot.
So when you put in, say you put in $20, like how much could have you won? What was there like there's a huge prize you could win, right?
It's like several $100s, I think.
Yeah.
But I think but it also varies. So like all depends on how many people are going to be in
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I only got 3 out of 6, and I did another one. I did a basketball one. I got 2 out of 3, and both the 2 out of 3 just fell out. Obviously, just fell out of the money. But if I nailed 3 out of 3, I would have made it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's
nice.
awesome. So, but yeah, that's Clemmer's done it.
It's fun. Like I said, I did a second one on my own. Like, just because I was like, because the ones I did were all the day baseball ones. I'm like, I'm having fun doing this. I'm gonna do this for the basketball. So I did the playoff game that night.
I will be going to Nashville tomorrow. I know it's gonna be it's tough on me and Smitty going to the places we have to go.
I think I won, so you guys can. I mean, I think I had the best spot. So.
Yes,
yep,
you did.
you did.
Yes,
you
did.
Good job, buddy. You won.
Thank you.
You did it. Yeah.
I really feel like I know it's like I really feel like
we both agreed he won.
Yes. I really feel like I did win. I went to a place I would never normally go. It had a great experience. It was the perfect amount of time. I saw something I've always wanted to see. Like I'm so happy with how it went.
You won like the Celtics won last night.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No. I had a great time. The Celtics was disgusting.
I'm gonna.
But you didn't win like the Mets won last night.
Yeah. I'm gonna hate Nashville though. You're right. Nashville's gonna.
No, Nashville would be great too. But to go someplace you never like. What a cool experience! I'll never forget that the rest of my life.
Well, shout out Pick 6.
Yes.
So play Pick 6 from DraftKings, the new fantasy app that packs more fun into less time. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code PickCentral. New customers play $5 and get 50 in Pick 6 credits. That's Pick Central only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. All right. So let's get right into last night. Celtics.
Can we just move on to today's game?
They're just
It was just awful.
They're just soft.
Well, the amount of shit talk that you gave yesterday.
Well, I mean,
in the group chat,
wasn't that much shit talk.
It was pretty shit talk.
That was crazy.
Can we get like?
Yeah,
are okay just pulling that up?
Pull it up, but then Marty is back, Marty's backing out of the thing though. Marty had no confidence.
But he has no allegiance to the Cavs.
Didn't care. Like it wasn't like it's just.
Donovan Mitchell goes out. Chris Clemmer goes to the group chat. He's like, "Oh, you fuck boys on the Cleveland Cavs. Oh, what's up with this now?" I was praying that the Cavs somehow won last night, and they were close.
He sent the
didn't cover.
He sent the tweet.
I mean, the Celtics didn't cover, so
sent the tweet of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Out. You guys taking the Cavs. ... capital OOF.
Yeah.
like what we were like
we would have taken the Cavs if we knew the best player was.
No, but it was like it's
3 hours later.
No, but that was like what a crazy.
And usually
event.
like when a player does, you don't lose money when a star player like it's because the line changes, so you don't lose.
No, but the line changes, you do lose.
No,
You're wrong.
don't.
You do.
I
would have. So I could have cashed out too, and I would have made money had I cashed out for the game because the line changed. It would have been profitable for me.
I'm telling you that if you get a worse line, it doesn't matter. I'm not getting into it.
We're pulling up the text now.
I mean, you can pull up the text. It's not going to have what Marty and I are arguing about,
but then that was just a text. Yeah. You could pull up. Yeah, you guys taking the Cavs. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, wait.
We took the Cavs at 11:30.
I know. That was the whole point. It was like you guys got screwed, or you tough shit.
I don't think you understand your own joke. How
I did know it wasn't like a joke. It was more just like that's the like.
I don't think.
How would you have known? That was obviously that's what I was doing. It was just funny that you guys were all on the Cavs and I was the only one on the Celtics. So it was just like a funny thing. I didn't think that much of it, guys.
But Connor, congrats on being up 3-1. That's all that matters.
That's all, I guess. But that was.
You guys
ugly,
are
man.
like
That was ugly.
So Drew Holiday's you're only like he's in your face. He played great defense on Max.
Tatum played really well, especially that first half. Tatum played really well.
How long has Drew Holiday been in the league? It seems like he's been in the league for
2000 and.
I mean, he was a Sixer. I feel like when I was in
9?
grade school.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long time.
It might be that long.
2009, 2010 was his rookie year.
How old is he? So is he? 30?
He was pre-processed Sixers.
33.
Yeah, he was pre-processed. He was Michael Carter Williams before that.
Just
Before that,
an extension too.
Yes. So it's got me.
He's a phenomenal player.
He's great.
Wow, but
he played really well against Max Strus yesterday, and that's the fact it was even that close. The Celtics don't have that. Just like. I don't know.
So here's the conversation.
I can't argue. I mean, so there's I guess two ways of looking at it. So I'm not going to argue with you really about this at all. You can look at the playoff games. You want to include Miami or not? Speedy says Miami doesn't count because they were basically an AAU team. So that's fair. I mean,
tough.
So they played nobody so far. Yeah.
Oh, they have right. But in six, in 6 of those games, they won convincingly. 3 of those games have been a disaster. They went 1 and 2 in those games, and I consider last night a disaster. That's the only defense I have for the Celtics is they were on the road. Other than that, they should have annihilated that team. Bring it back that word again.
So the conversation we had before the show, and I asked you again: are you worried when they act like they're going to be in the finals? Like that's just
they're playing.
They just are.
No matter who they play, it's the easiest road they've. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
It's not. They're playing the schedule they're getting.
They're playing the West.
But are you worried about them just being able to turn it on if they have to face any one of the 4 teams in the West right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that's
a valid question.
That's definitely a concern. I mean, I think the Celtics are. I always go with talent over everything else. That's what that's kind of what I always say on the show. But there's a lot of talent in the West too, though. Who was I talking to? Marty, it was you, right? And you were saying how like the West is just like a totally different, like it's a different sport.
It's night and day. Think about the Mavs right now, and we'll get to that game because they fucking pissed me off, even though the refs blew it. They choked
that game away. They had that game by the third.
We'll get to it, but the Mavs are about to play the Clippers, OKC, and then Timberwolves or the Nuggets. That's a gauntlet to go through, and that's like playing like it's just the style of the game, the way the game you're playing. This looks like it's like night and day. And
would they be favored against the Nuggets? I don't know if they would.
I think they would just based on the lines, like the future lines and stuff. I'm guessing they would be, but maybe not. I probably depends on who's home. It's for the series price. I don't know.
I think right now taking a West team, taking the Nuggets to win the championship, or what's the line? You
might be able to pick just like a West team though. You could just pick like a blanket West team.
Yeah, but I think the Celtics would handle OKC. I think they would still beat the Mavericks. The wild cards, the Timberwolves, and they would struggle against the Nuggets, I think. Like, I would pick the Nuggets heads up against the Celtics, but the Celtics, obviously.
Jugs and I have been saying since before the playoffs started, there's one team and one team only we're terrified of. Or not, I terrified probably hyperbole there. It's the Nuggets.
No, you're terrified.
Not the Timberwolves either?
They're starting to scare me.
Timberwolves are plus 800 right now.
I was going to say, the Celtics are minus 135 currently, so odds are if they're in the finals, they'll be favored to win the finals, I think.
And to me, I get it because they are so good, but just the way they play sometimes. And like Porzingis is not, you don't know how he's going to come back if he does come back.
This is also a thing. Eastern Conference to win the finals is minus 150. West is plus 120.
That's what I was looking for.
So,
all right. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, I'd rather take the
I don't hate that, to be honest with you.
I was just saying, you could take a blanket West team.
But I'd rather almost take the Nuggets plus 370. I just don't see them losing this Timberwolves series anymore.
I don't know.
They could, though.
The first 2 games were so in favor of the Timberwolves. And it's not that they won; it's the way they won.
I know, but
They
then
shut them down. But and there was
imagine
the opposite in the Nuggets.
not rolling over after that. Most teams are done after that. Get smacked in the mouth at home twice, and then go to there, and then all of a
That's
sudden.
what happens when you have an MVP who cares more about horses than actually playing basketball. And I've done a complete 180 on Jokic where I actually respect that. Like, I do. Like, he just comes out and he's funny and he does his job and he's a great fucking player. Like, that's what he does.
Yeah.
And then he wins a championship and he'll stand in the corner, drink some beers, and he'll go home. His horses will win and he'll fucking go batshit. I love it.
His brothers will fight everybody in the stands. Like, they don't care about the game. They go for the game's like a party for them. It's like, oh, let's go family party today.
It's like we're in America. Look, there's indoor plumbing everywhere. Let's do this shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, they just have they're just a well-oiled machine. Everyone knows their role so well. Aaron Gordon shouldn't be going 11 to 12 for 25 points. Like, that's insane. He's just they have a well-oiled machine, that team. But with the what with the Celtics concerns you the most of the way they're playing? Like, who is there?
Jaylen Brown.
I mean, Horford.
Jaylen Brown. I mean, Horford's 1,000 years old. Like,
god awful last
yeah,
night.
I mean that's the problem with Porzingis being out. You rely too much on Horford. Jaylen Brown, I feel like his game never gets any better. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the last 3 years, I feel like he's just like, he's a young player still. He should be kind of moving up, and I feel like he's not, and that's frustrating.
Am I crazy?
A little
Phil?
Ben Simmons syndrome in him. But instead of not being able to shoot, just like refuses to work on his left hand, huh?
I mean,
Looked great at the Met Gala, though.
He did.
Yeah, I don't know. I it was definitely like at the end of the day though, like Phil's absolutely right. Like, we're up 3-1. Like, so
That's the thing where you're like, I get it, but I think you could still talk about the concerns, but also like you're going to be in the NBA Finals. Any team would kill for that.
I always
So
think
it's
back.
like-
I think back to the Celtics when they won in 08. You know, they played the Hawks and they went 7 games. That Hawks team stunk, and the Celtics could turn it on. They won when they had to. Does this team have that? I don't know yet. They haven't been in a corner yet. But what I've seen so far is I'm kind of afraid of seeing them in a corner. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Don't put baby in the corner.
Don't put Tatum in a corner.
Because last night was literally like Garland was like kind of cooking him.
It was
Yeah, but he hasn't been good like this playoff.
No, this is ridiculous. There were so many times Celtics could have put that game away, and they didn't. They would back off the gas pedal. Every time it felt like, oh, here we go, and then they let the Cavs back in. And you can't do that to good teams because good teams will just take advantage
Did
of
you
it. And beat
ever
you.
think the Celtics were going to lose that game? Like, were you ever worried?
No.
Okay.
I was always worried about like the spread. I was never worried about them losing the game. It was just frustrating as hell to watch.
Mhm.
Because I kept waiting, like, oh, this game's over. I can watch more baseball. Like, then, like, because I was flipping back and forth, and I'm like, I ended up having to stay in the Celtics game the whole time because I'm like, I can't look away. This is a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
It should be a 25-point game, and like, what the fuck is going on? So it's more like aggravating.
I agree.
It was like having a really smart student that just gets C-minuses, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Get your head together.
Oh, what a comparison.
That sounds like personal experience.
No, that's what I imagine. I don't, but or like well, when me, yeah, or when I was going to school and I was bringing home shitty grades, my dad was yelling. I'm not that smart though, but yes.
But second game, the Mavs winning the entire game. I was heartbroken because I was like 3-1. I'm gonna look at this cash out, see what it looks like.
I thought you. I almost texted you. I didn't. I was almost like, oh, Marty, here we go.
Oh, thank God.
I almost did.
You texted me yesterday. I honestly, this would have been a whole different show.
I almost was like, oh wow, Marty, you're in great shape. I came really close. I'm like, I'm not gonna bother him. It's late.
Smart of you.
Yeah.
Smart of
I wasn't even trying to mush you. I really.
No,
I was
I
just
know
like,
you wouldn't.
I don't believe in that shit.
That actually would hurt me more because you don't believe in it, and that would kill me. But Jalen Williams double dribbled when it was 94-91 in the corner. It's a huge possession. There's a minute 30 left. He double dribbled. It's just a fact. He definitely did. I don't understand how they didn't call that, and he dunks it after, right? Because Lively stopped, dunks it, 5-point game instead of 3, and then it was over. But again, that wasn't the whole thing. They choked it away. I mean, Luka wasn't his best even throughout that entire game. Like, Kyrie started off slow. I don't know. This series confuses the shit out of me. Do you guys have any feel on it?
Well, Luka took his foot off the gas pedal. Like in that foot. Now he might have been banged up. I think he was hurt, but there were times when he wouldn't even go back on defense. Like he was like walking.
This is where I think
it's like 5 minutes left in the game. Like, pick it up. Let's go. But maybe he might have been hurt.
the Mavs lost by 4, right? Kyrie was 4 of 11 with 9 points. And Luka Doncic was 6 of 20, 2 of 9 from 3 with 18 points.
Marty, let me just help you out here. Just look at the free throw numbers. That's a loser.
That was why they lost. Exactly right.
No, 100%.
It was under 50%, right?
52% from the free
52?
throw line. You're not winning any games.
That's, I mean, if you're doing that in the playoffs in the NBA, and Shaq and Mitchell Robinson aren't taking 90% of those free throws, that's like inexcusable.
Luka missed a clutch big one in the end.
Down 2. He missed the first one.
Yep.
No, it was horrible. But also, like, when I say all that stuff about the Mavs, of like, the OKC shot 38% from the field yesterday and 25% from 3.
It was
Dog
an old
shit.
school NBA game because it
was
was
defensive.
86 with like 4
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
No, but no one really played well. PJ Washington is like actually trying to be at their third scorer now, which is nice because he kind of wasn't. I still think the Mavs win, but that's obviously a little biased. I do think they're better. I think OKC is going to be. I think SGA should have won the MVP this year, in my opinion. Do you think so, or do you?
I don't have a problem. I think it's tough. You're comparing it's like arguing like who's better, Mays or Mantles. Like both are awesome. Like it's a hard thing to argue. I can definitely I can see that case.
I just think you bring a team to the number 1 seed like that.
Like that, right?
And did you see Draymond Green get community notes on his podcast because he was saying SGA should have been it, but he's like Jokic only would get it when he got 1 seed, and like Jokic never got MVP when he was a 1 seed or something. He got community notes pretty bad. But in your unbiased, who would you take in this series right now watching the game?
I don't know. So I'm really torn. I actually am just kind of enjoying watching the games. Kyrie only getting 9 points yesterday, and that's where I kind of push back on your whole thing. Like Kyrie's like the most talented player. You always push on that. Kyrie's great, but like does a all-time great scored 9 points in a playoff game.
Yes.
It
happens all the time. He had 9 assists also.
Just Google Jordan's lowest score.
I guarantee.
Jordan wasn't doing 9s.
Jordan might not doing 9s,
playoffs?
but Jordan's probably doing a 14 at one point.
It's not 9.
In one game, like
I'm just
What about
anything.
What about Luka last night? He
Yeah.
had 18 points, but he was 6 of 20.
No, and he played terrible, and he also didn't play defense. At
Like
times.
Kyrie was 4 of 11. Like he only shot the ball.
Yeah.
The fact that
All right.
it is a problem where Derek Jones is shooting more.
15
points. That's
still
horrible.
ridiculous.
That's
still ridiculous for the most.
I mean,
great.
That's also what. That's
know how
also
many-
in '89 when he was. How
89. He was still 28 years old.
He
I wasn't that old, but he's
He
close.
wasn't 27. Like
Born in '63, right? It's 26.
okay, 26.
Yeah.
I wasn't that far off. I didn't say he was.
but-
Well, no, the only reason I know 28 because isn't that how old he was when he won his first title? But I think he was 28. I believe so.
He was a freshman when he left UNC in '84. So.
Oh, he wasn't.
Or no, he was a freshman when he won. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
When he won the
yeah.
championship. Yes.
I just think Kyrie's one game, he had 9 assists as well.
All right, no, that's fine. That's fine. I was just pushing back on it a little bit.
No, it's fine.
Because we had this, and I'm only saying it because we're talking about Kyrie. We're talking like elite.
I think he's elite.
That's fine. And I'll say Kyrie from I watched the second half. I did not watch the first half. The second half, Kyrie played a much better game than Luka did. I'm not going to argue that at all.
he
Like,
did.
Look, as long as Kyrie keeps it in his pants and is sane, they're going to be they're going to be there.
Yeah.
They're going to have a chance.
100%.
Better than a chance, I think. I think they win this series.
Who would you want to see in the Western Conference Final if you had to pick right now? Because they're both 2-2.
I think the Mavericks are going to win, but I would not mind. I think the Mavericks would give the Nuggets or Timberwolves a better run, but I wouldn't mind seeing OKC.
I think we're in a West right now. I'm in a I don't care who wins.
But then
I
again,
like all 4 teams.
But you see OKC's upcoming draft selections in the next 5 years.
crazy.
Like
Playoffs.
I almost don't want them to win because they're just going to be here.
What pick?
Get used to it.
Year?
Yeah. Oh,
They have a bevy of picks. They have 10,000
Yeah,
picks.
they have like three or more first round picks in the next 5 years.
They literally have more.
Something wild.
They have more picks than they can use.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they have.
Was that for us?
It's like them. They did the process right.
Yeah, exactly right. they got every time they made these trades when they were kind of intentionally losing or tanking, they were getting tons of first round picks back, so many assets back.
And the worst thing is they just had to take on Al Horford contract for a year.
Can you zoom in?
Like that's all they really had to do.
Yep.
Do you know what pick they got? Like what they get this in the lottery?
Oh no, it was somebody else's pick. Obviously, it wasn't a great one. It might have been. It might have been the last one. It might have been
getting
that,
a top 10 or top 15 pick.
They definitely have a top 15 pick.
It's not going to be fair.
Yeah.
But that's not even the worst of it. The worst of it, like somebody said, like the next 3 years, they have like 3 picks every year, and some of them are attached to bad teams.
Yeah. This year they'll probably trade it too because it sucks anyway. It's just draft no good.
So this is a good question. So the first overall pick in this draft, what player do you think would be worth the first overall pick in a trade? Like, what's the worst player you think of that can get traded for that
Who's
first pick?
projected number 1? Like Alex
Sarr?
Yeah. Which is like, I don't know.
Like, is Aaron Gordon worth the first overall pick?
Who has the Hawks have it?
Yeah.
There has to be some value somewhere in the draft.
Oh,
or a start.
I mean, you're also getting a guy in a rookie contract.
Yeah.
There's also
there's values.
There's also been bad drafts where someone becomes a superstar.
Oh, almost every draft.
Even like Anthony Edwards' draft, I feel like not. I know everyone. I don't think anyone was like so excited about him being number 1.
No.
I don't remember it. I could be wrong.
No, you're absolutely right, Marty.
But I knew he was good. But like he went to Georgia and sucked, so people were kind of like.
It was also there was no tournament that year too. So
it was just a weird year. Yeah.
So no one was that deep in the college prospects.
But someone will be drafted 18th overall or 25th and become
but also
a
it's
star.
like people are comparing this to like the Anthony Bennett draft. Like Giannis was in that draft.
That's the one, Anthony Bennett.
Yeah.
Yes, that was what I was thinking of.
Clemmer and Smitty remember 2000 draft pretty well. What was that? Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, and then I'm looking up right now the Andrea Bargnani draft. Like that was
Kenyon Martin was a prospect though, at least.
But remember the Bargnani draft? That was the one that everyone said was like that's the worst.
I don't remember that.
That was the same in 2006. And then also in that draft though is Marcus Aldridge, who had a nice career. Rudy Gay, Kyle Lowry, Rajon Rondo. So like there are good players. Paul Millsap. There are good players that.
There's always players that come out.
Yeah.
There'll be. I mean, like Jokic.
And don't get me wrong, it's not a great draft, but
Jokic is an anomaly. Like,
he's still a good player.
You're getting a perennial MVP that's drafted in the second round.
It's insane. That's
my favorite
in basketball.
It's my favorite picture we tweet out when the Taco Bell commercial.
I was just gonna say that, Marty. The Taco Bell commercial will never get old.
Commercial was playing when Jokic got picked.
Oh,
it was so funny. It was like, Nikola Jokic picked for the Nuggets.
that's funny.
It was for like a quesarita.
Quesarito, great option. Great one. But yeah, I think the Mavs are gonna win it still. The series is great. It's really cool to see. The NBA is getting more exciting because of all the young talent there really is around. It's really not top heavy anymore.
No.
Listen to Pat Bev talk about the young Bucks.
Yeah,
he's saying that they're way too fast, they're way too dedicated, they have the chip on their shoulder, and they're ready to win. Like it's kind of like old school NBA coming back, and Pat said it on the Pat Bev podcast with Rooney. Like it motivates him to he knows he needs to work on stuff in the offseason to get quicker and better, especially in his old age. Like these guys.
Will he be back with the Bucks next year, or will he be somewhere else?
He said it last night that he would love to be back with the Bucks, but he thinks that his playoff performance should give him a bump in free agency. But he'll see where he's
Is
at.
Doc Rivers going to stay with the Bucks?
Yeah, he has a huge contract with them.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, like multi-year.
He got bailed out
money.
this year, so we can't really say anything about it.
Giannis was hurt, remember, Booze?
Damian
can't
Lillard.
win.
Yeah.
Lillard was hurt.
Yeah.
It's always something with Doc Rivers.
Doesn't explain the 17-19 record.
I don't know why I have to defend Doc Rivers. Just so someone on the show has to, because you hate him.
No. Nobody
You
has
love him.
to.
You love him.
Of course I love him. He's a top 15 head coach of all time. Voted.
Tonight, huge game. Phil, tell me what's your because our Knicks fans are not here today. What's the feeling going? I know you got to win. You got to win at home.
I'm confident going into tonight, and you got to be confident because we're playing at the Garden, the world's most famous arena.
OG's out, correct?
OG's out. I think.
Why are you confident? Because they're playing at a famous arena?
You can't be confident in your own team, Clemmer?
It's
it's a
pretty lousy reasoning. I mean, you can be confident, but like...
it.
We're playing at home in front of our home crowd.
Okay.
John Starks will be there. Patrick Ewing, Ice
Are they gonna play?
Celebrity
Listen.
Row.
Are they suiting up?
Listen, death, taxes, TJ McConnell.
Did you just say Ice Spice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Celebrity Row.
Ice Spice, no Knicks fans going to be there.
No.
In front of a New York crowd, it's happy to like just have playoff basketball.
Happy to be there. Yeah, that sounds about right.
At Game 5, 2-2, Eastern Conference semifinals, this is what you wake up for.
This is what you... What's a sad statement? This is what you wake up for.
Oh, but Meek, are you even watching the game? Because you yourself said it doesn't start till an away team wins.
Yeah, the series doesn't start.
Yeah, so you might as well.
yeah.
If we win tonight, the series hasn't started yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter today.
So all kidding aside, you really think because it's a pretty thin spread.
I'm
You are favored by 2.5.
I'm confident.
Okay.
So do you think that... So who's six man coming off today?
Ice Spice.
Yeah, Ice Spice is gonna
Funny,
come
this
out.
Clemmer probably doesn't even know who Ice Spice is.
I do know who it is.
You don't.
She was in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Ben Affleck. How's that, motherfucker?
Okay.
Yep. Anything else?
Nothing.
All right.
All right.
Exactly.
So I think Tibbs should stop being stubborn and just go to 4-guard starting lineup. Either insert Alec Burks or Deuce McBride, because I don't think we can win with 2 bigs. Like Precious Achiuwa, just put him at the backup 5. I think play Brunson for like 44 minutes, Dante 48, Josh Hart 48, Deuce and Burks can split whatever minutes there.
So gambling wise, I want to take the Knicks tonight.
I'm on the Pacers.
Yeah.
But think about the line does say Knicks. That's just true.
The line says Knicks?
Yes,
It's
they're
minus
-2.5 while the Pacers are literally fully healthy. The Knicks have no OG, no Bogdan, no Mitchell Robinson. Obviously Julius Randle. They are very thin. They got blown out last game. In what world are they supposed to be -2.5? That's the only.
I mean, I guess because they're home.
get what you're saying. The Pacers are they should win today. I think that they should, but I'm betting the Knicks because
Do you have a lot of goofy Knicks fans like him that are just boosting up that line?
I don't think you'll red
listening to
Clay
them.
No, but are they boosting up that line? Because I mean, so many people in New York, you know what I mean? Are some, you know how sometimes those lines for the Cubs can be a little bit heavy because a lot, teams that are the Steelers line. Sometimes you got to look at it a little bit there's a lot of out of town Steelers fans. I just feel like with the Knicks, there's so many fans. Are they bumping that line up?
I don't think so. Then I understand what you're saying. I just don't think so. I think it's just because the line hasn't moved at all, right, since it's opened.
No, the only thing that moved was the series price because it was about close to even odds after Game 4, and then it swung Pacers' direction. That's the only thing that moved.
If I'm a Knicks fan, I'm not feeling confident at all.
I feel confident.
Why? Brunson hasn't looked the same really since he got hurt.
And he'll play great tonight.
He didn't play great the last game.
He'll play great tonight.
Why? Because you're wearing a shirt with his face on it?
He'll play great tonight. I believe he'll play great tonight.
But just because but there's no
I believe in a tie series 2-2, he's going to rise to the occasion tonight and have a great game.
I'm sure he'll try. The guy's a heart of a lion for sure, but I just don't think that I don't know if he's physically healthy.
Keep doubting us, Clemmer. That's all.
Okay.
It's called vibes.
We play our best when you doubt us.
No, not really. I've been doubting the Knicks for 20 years. You've been terrible.
Well,
John Starks is in the stands tonight, though.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, I take it all back. The Knicks are definitely gonna win. No, I think the Knicks are not. They're a fine, good team, and now they're really banged up, and now they're just hanging on for dear life.
I need the Knicks to play the Celtics. Even if they steal one game, I just need you guys getting all excited and shit. Have to.
Are you gonna torment Bibbs tonight? It's Game 5. It's a big game, right? It's what you get up for.
I'll be careful with what I say, but I'll be energized.
Why? Be careful.
I want to pick my words correctly.
You didn't do that with Smitty?
Well, Smitty's different. Smitty's a 40-year-old man. He's seen some shit.
What does that mean? The Bibbs is 32, 33, I think.
I have seen some shit. That is good. Thank you, Meek. Thank you for piling on. Even though you realize I've seen some
but how about them Phillies, though, Smitty?
We'll get to that. We'll
I hope so.
We'll get to that because Booze.
I really hope we do.
And that's Pick Central, guys. Thanks for watching.
Because what Meek Phil said today is, hey, it's not baseball season yet. The Knicks are playing. But Booze, riddle me this: what happened 2 years ago when the Mets won the division in May?
Oh, I believe they choked.
No, they did. They choked. But what was the feeling around this Barstool office.
I wasn't working here then, so don't look at me.
Mets were better than God.
Okay.
That's what I think. I believe.
And just 2 years later, May baseball doesn't fucking matter to the New York Mets.
I didn't get hired till July, so that's not me.
Oh, so you're responsible for the collapse then?
Yeah, actually.
Yes,
Met fans
that's definitely what their Mets record is tied to, my employment.
Met fans are delusional no matter what. They got Uncle Stevie there. He's going to get all the players. You guys are delusional. It's fine to be delusional.
Who thinks this team is good?
Yeah,
I
think Mets fans are.
No one said. I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about when Smitty. We're talking about when Smitty just said when the.
2 years ago, you announced that the division was won in May.
And
I didn't announce that. That bald fuck Salicata did.
And you also, everyone was saying like the future of this team is great. We got Uncle Stevie. We're in a rebuild year now.
They were literally practicing winning the World Series during spring training.
That was the year before.
I mean, it's even worse.
Worse, dude. It's just Met fans, and I actually don't put. Clemmer is usually pretty rational about the Mets. You are pretty rational.
I try to be,
but
I have legitimate PTSD from that first 3 months of the season because of you people.
Well,
Seriously.
Because I mean, also it's like we came back from down 7-1 in ninth inning of that.
You fired Joe Girardi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I do thank you for that, but you're responsible. You're responsible for somebody listening.
I really should be.
I still remember that. I was with Charlie Manuel that night. Really? Yeah, when that happened.
Is he a great guy? He seems like
the man.
Awesome guy, right?
The man.
He seems like the best.
He's the man, and he unfortunately had a stroke.
But he's like back,
and he's just the nicest guy. He answered everything we asked. Like, I asked him what Pat Burrell's doing right now. Like, and he's like, oh yeah, I think he's always. I'm like, no, what is he doing the second? He's just like, oh, I don't know, Pat's a wild guy, like, you know.
He was even like a great guy with Cleveland back in the day.
Yeah, he's a perfect manager's manager.
Yeah,
or a player's manager.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that night was when the Mets came back, 8 runs in 1 inning, and completely changed the direction of the Phillies franchise. So yes, thank you for that, I guess. But the wrath that I had to hear from you plebeians, you KFC and Clem specifically during those first 3 months of the season, I will never forget.
Yeah, you survived. You made the World Series that year. You went up 2-1. It was all fun, and
at least we're sniffing World Series.
Congrats on getting there. The city of Runnerly up.
I think the Phillies have a World Series championship.
That was good.
More recent than the Mets. And also the Phillies are off to the best start since, I believe, 1883.
The Eagles also have won instead of our teams, too. I don't know if we can
call
it.
What do you mean instead of our teams? I've seen 2 Super Bowls.
No, not since the Eagles have won. You haven't?
I still have seen 2 Super Bowls.
I understand that. But
and that's more than Smitty has.
That's not...
No, I'm counting.
What are we doing here? What's going on?
We can't make fun of him right now for this. We can't call them the runners-up. We are doormats.
You guys can't.
I can. I don't care.
No, you definitely can't.
Okay.
No, you definitely can't.
You really can't. I mean, not
fans can't say.
You really can't say shit like with any honesty.
Okay, but to go to Smitty's point, like obviously the Phillies are really hot this year. They're
very good. Because they're very good.
Very good. Okay. The last 2 World Series have included from the National League winner. 84 when Diamondbacks were the Phillies win 2 years ago.
86.
I don't put much stock in the regular season.
Oh, we have to get there. I think
you have to make the playoffs.
That's short-sighted. No, that's not.
The Atlanta Braves had the most historic offense ever last year. Bryce Elder was an all-star. What did all that mean? Absolutely nothing. The regular season means nothing.
But guess who knocked the Braves out?
And how ironic would it be if the Phillies win 100 games this year, then losing the NLDS to a wild card team?
It'd be very ironic, but I still would rather win the regular season and get the bye and put myself in an advantageous place to make the World Series than scrape in.
I want you on record in May. Let's say the Phillies get the bye. They have will you complain about them having a 5-day break in between the end of the season and the NLDS, saying their bats got rusty? Because other teams have said that.
See, that's not fair, Phil.
No, it's very fair.
No, let me explain why it's not fair. Because he only has 2 options. Either option A is he has to play a first-round series, or option B, he has the 5-day wait. You're allowed to complain about the 5-day wait because you only have 2 options. Both options stink.
I think there is a lot of validity to teams who are the hottest going into the playoffs and getting no break. Like you saw with the 07 with the Rockies. They won 20 games and just went all the way to the World Series. I think there's extreme validity to that. But if the Phillies make it to that point where they're the number 1 or 2 seed in the National League,
long way to go.
And Yeah, it is a long way to go. And they do shit the bed. They have nobody to blame but themselves.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm not going to complain about the structure of
Structure sucks.
everybody, but
everyone has to
every
play
team
by
has
it.
to do it.
Right.
The Astros played under that structure and still won the World Series.
No, I agree. I just say to people that complain about the structure.
No, you were looking for
Structure sucks.
You were looking for a quote to log in your little fucking book
Yeah,
there
right.
for me to
Exactly.
play in
And
6 months.
And I agree with you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, he's looking. But I'm saying I think the structure is
And
broken.
I think-
MLB needs to fix it.
And I think you're wrong. I think it's perfect.
Okay.
I
think people
Big
complain
T,
about it
big
a little too much.
I think everyone in baseball just complains.
Big T brought it up, and I agree with this. I think that if you do get the number 1 seed, you should be able to choose who you play.
I like that.
I think that evens it out a little bit.
I also think it adds a little drama. Like, wouldn't
Why
wouldn't you wanna
though? Like just
I think
like,
it'd be disrespectful though to say like I want to face you.
I know that's
what makes it
awesome.
fun. That's
as
awesome.
fans, I'd like it, but like I just
Like-
don't.
Like with the Knicks, okay, we're going to win and play you, unlike the Cavs who lost and didn't want to play the Sixers. Imagine if the Phillies, or Braves, won and then chose each other first round when you have the Brewers as an option. That would be fucking awesome.
It would be awesome, and you know what? It's great theater, and I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, that as a fan would be fun. I just don't think they'll ever do it. Which they
Probably
should.
not, because it would be because
because
the union would.
Manfred's too boring.
I also think the player.
That's
The
not-
player
Wait,
what the players?
not even Manfred.
I
The
actually-
players union wouldn't want that.
I actually think like.
Because it looks disrespectful. It's a big part. It's a big thing of what they do is they always.
I also think Manfred's made a turn of being like, oh, he's not that bad.
Oh, the pitch clock saved us.
Pitch clock was
I'm
huge.
saying.
You know who's that hit? I think that was actually Theo Epstein's.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Well, then when he's commissioner of baseball in what,
No
5
matter
years?
what, though, no matter what, though, he still approved it.
Of course, and he still put his
could've
backing behind it,
he could've
yes.
said this sucks. Like, even I almost I still hate the pickoff rule. I fucking can't stand that rule. But the rest are still I like it. I think he's turned it around. I think he was like, this guy sucks to, oh, he's pretty good.
Pitch clock is the best innovation in sports in my lifetime.
Can we do a current ranking of all the commissioners of all the major sports?
Isn't the NHL one like
Everyone hates
Bettman,
Gary Bettman,
everybody
right?
hates Gary Bettman.
But I can't really be honest about that. I don't know enough of Gary Bettman. I know for a while people hate him because he was doing too much expansion.
Goodell sucks?
I think Adele's the worst because he's obviously a greedy hypocrite.
Yeah, Goodell
It's
sucks.
just so obvious.
I mean, Manfred should get some negative points for how he's handled the Oakland A's situation. It's a disaster.
I also think that Silver was the most liked, and now it's going the opposite way.
Why?
I don't know. I kind of feel that too.
Because the playing tournament's pretty awesome. The
I don't know if people
beginning of the season tournament's kind of stupid, but it's something
wait a
new.
second. The playoff tournament's not awesome. We didn't even know the rules.
I mean, it's
before
different.
going in.
It's just it's different.
different.
It's adding a new element. He's adding elements to the league. The beginning of the season tournament, it's just something different. That's not just.
He is, but he's doing everything he can do to draw interest into the game without actually doing what they need to do, and that's cutting games.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to cut games though because they have TV revenue and TV
It's
revenue.
very.
That's not going to happen.
It's very hard. But if you want the best product on the court and to matter the most, between load management and how you handle the players and the superstars, that's one of the only solutions.
The Knicks honestly did get kind of fucked in that play the tournament in the beginning of the season. Phil, didn't they had to play the Bucks 3 times or twice?
Pacers
during
did.
that?
In
The
season
Pacers
tournament,
Yeah, but
we had to
then-
play the Bucks and Celtics 5 times each.
Yeah, that's
And that was in the
insane.
beginning of the season, so maybe almost half of our beginning schedules versus the top 2 teams at the time.
Now you might have to play the Celtics at the end of the season.
I want to play the Celtics at the end of the regular season.
I bet you do.
Why would I not want to be in the conference finals?
I'm saying. I bet you do. I'm saying. No, I said now. I didn't say. I said now. You get to
I've
play the
always
Celtics.
wanted it. I guess I want to be in the
Yes.
conference finals. I want to play whoever's in the conference finals.
Right, I know.
I'm focused on the Indiana Pacers right now. And
Yeah.
You're trying to get some stupid little quote out of me like a wretched old freak you are.
I'm not trying to get a quote out of you. I don't keep a book like you, Phil. I'm not a troll. I don't keep books on people.
People thought I was a troll last night. I want your guys' thoughts because I got a lot of comments back.
You did. What'd you say?
I truly believe it. This is not a Marty. I truly believe it that Bronny James is going to be good in the NBA.
I have no idea if he's gonna be good. Why? Well, I guess why do you say? Because everything I read says he's not.
Well, because that's what it is. People read, and that's fine because he had a heart problem last year. He literally collapsed. His heart gave out on him.
Mhm.
Not sure if anyone knows. It takes a little bit to get better from.
Of course.
and you go into a system, you miss the whole preseason, like of the college, like all the practices.
Yep.
You miss like getting the rotation. How many comments does it have now, Phil? Yeah, 180.
Oh my goodness.
People got a little upset. But like I truly believe it. Like he's 18 years old, he was 17 years old, 18 years old now. Going to one like everyone's like, oh, he's like 6'2", 6'1". Okay. He jumps. He was fourth in whatever that drill is, the jumping drill.
Mm-hmm.
Vertical jump.
He was like one of the best, probably top 4 prospect in all the things. At like what he did in the combine yesterday. He's a great shooter. He's a very good defender. I think people can develop. And his stats last year, he averaged like 5 points a game. He came off the bench of a team that wasn't very good. They were supposed to be good. They just didn't do well. I think people just can't realize like you can develop, and just because you average 5 points, because everyone loves to do, he's only there because of LeBron's name, and he is.
Do you know where he's going yet? I know he's in the portal.
No, he's going to the NBA.
He's
staying
declared.
in the NBA draft.
But you think the best place to develop is the NBA though?
I do think that
G-League.
But the whole point of drafting him though is so he can play with his dad. So I don't even have the option. Like I don't know how the G League options are going to be for him.
I think that he's going to be. I just think he's going to he has all the assets to be good in the NBA. Like his defensive game is going to help him a ton, and he can shoot the shit out of the ball.
I mean, I see a player that averaged 5 points a game who couldn't even crack the starting rotation of his college team.
Well, he could have cracked it. But that's what I just said. He was supposed to have 2 top 10 guys on his team.
Yeah,
and they kind of struggled a little bit. They still probably will be because the draft's bad. But I don't know. I think that he's going to be good in the NBA. People don't think so.
Did you see the take that Bron should have put him in the NFL draft? He could play corner with his build.
And people were mad about his height and shit. I don't know. But let's move on to a little bit of more tonight. We didn't talk about the Timberwolves and the Nuggets game 5, 2-2, 4.5 for the Nuggets. What's your guys' thoughts on it so far? What are you leaning towards?
I'm leaning toward the Nuggets. I just think this feels like the '96 World Series, but team you don't expect, or team wins the first 2 and then loses the next 4. I don't know. I just feel like the Nuggets kind of. I'm very fearful of the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets. I just think the Timberwolves are maybe a year too young.
Yeah, I'm on the Timberwolves.
Are you?
Yeah, I think they make a comeback.
I'm on the Timberwolves.
Plus 4.5. They might not win, but I like them plus 4.5.
Like them
They
spread?
can cover. I'll tell you why.
I mean, they're going to come down locking on defense.
Anthony Edwards
is
tonight.
going to fucking ball.
The way the game ended in Minnesota after that, and he was basically Mike Conley. I think it was Conley or it was Jamal Murray. He went up to. Or, I'm sorry, not Conley. I think Jamal Murray. He was going past, and Murray thought he was dapping him up, and he was just like, keep smiling. Edwards was going after him. He's got that old school type of thing to him where he still jaws at people. He still is going at them. I think he kind of goes off tonight. And
I don't think Cat's going to have that bad of a game.
No,
again.
not start 0-9 from the game and still be in that whole game. I think that it's going to be close, and I do think that they could not win, but I do think they covered 4.5. And you're going Nuggets.
I'm going Nuggets. I'm trying to see right now what the price would be if the Nuggets in 6.
So what do you?
The Nuggets win tonight. I feel very confident they're going to win that 6 because then they won 3 in a row. You know what I mean? If the Nuggets win tonight, I think this is over. I think it's clear it's over in 6. If that makes any sense.
Phil, who do you like tonight? He doesn't know. Okay.
This is what we talk about, Marty. It's I don't know who's coming out the West. I'll take Denver, I guess, but it's a pure coin flip. Do I have a coin in my pocket? I honestly might just flip it.
Denver to win in 6 is plus 230. I'm gonna take that.
I don't have a coin. I would flip a coin right now.
What makes you say they're gonna win 4 in a row?
Well, the '96 World Series.
No, I just feel.
That's exactly what you.
It is. No, it feels like a. When a really good team like that is on a roll and if they're gonna win 3 in a row, then that's a roll. And I like their. this is a coin flip for me to some extent too. Like the Minnesota's really good. It's not a slam Minnesota. I just think the world of Denver. I think the Nuggets are incredible, and I think if they can win, if they can put the series away, they will. But if you told me that Minnesota wins this in 6, I'm not going to be like blown away in total shock.
I'm gonna flip a coin for my pick right now.
We honestly should be doing like.
We got to do heads or tails.
We
What's
should
heads,
be
what's
doing
tails?
like a us against a coin because a coin would probably win.
So I'm gonna have
know about
heads.
You don't think so?
It'd be close.
I'll have heads be the Nuggets and tails be the Timberwolves. This will be my Game 5 pick.
Like,
All right, I'm on
Hey,
Timberwolves.
let's go, Meek.
rolls. All right.
Wow.
I trust
Smart
the
analysis,
coin.
Meek. Let's do it.
I trust. All right, let's do the coin for the rest of the series. All right.
Oh, is that win or is that spread?
That's spread.
Okay.
Okay, so that was game 5.
Well, we'll do it. Well, we'll do it tomorrow too,
Okay.
and whenever they play, because that we'll see how this coin works out.
Gotta start tracking it.
Let's do our picks. I do want to talk about last night though in baseball. Blue Jays was a good pick, thank God. But that helped. That every game that I picked that was like plus money, Blue Jays final in 10. I picked the Cubs. Shota pitched on
Right.
Cy Young.
Yes.
He's a Cy Young.
He is so far. He's so good that I'm kind of waiting for this other shoe to drop. Are people going to figure him out? Because he is. This is unbelievable.
I keep waiting as well, right? And that's fine. He is now pitched 46 innings. 46 innings, and his ERA is .96.
Yeah.
And also, it's like he just faced the Braves. You know, like he's not
he's facing real offenses, right?
He's not lining up against shitty play.
No.
Five innings, no runs.
He's not facing the Tigers.
I said Cy Young yesterday. I got fucking people in my mentions being like, he sucked. What are you talking about?
What?
Because he gave up 8 hits or something. I was like, what is
Oh,
it?
no,
You can give up 14 hits and no runs. I don't give a fuck. You
If
give
you-
no runs. They're incredible.
If you want to tell me, the only part of the outing that was bad is that he went 5 innings. But it's like, it's also May. So I
Yeah.
can't be that critical of that.
And I don't know how many pitches he had. So, like,
What about Lopez though?
He's been really good.
He's been fucking phenomenal.
there's been a lot of good pitches.
These guys are the Braves just come out of nowhere. Every
really
single
do.
year, just nowhere. There's a new one.
Oh, it's not that he come from the Braves. They got him from, I think he was a White Sox.
White Sox.
Yeah, but they
for a while.
relieved him for the
but they
White Sox.
find him. They
They
find him.
do.
Yeah, just take
And
a
they-
player from a bad team and turn him into a good
Yeah.
player.
Like Jesse Chavez.
Okay, well, Jesse Chavez is a unique case.
Yeah, he's been kicking around forever.
Yeah, but he's an all-star with the Braves and should be on the street anywhere else.
He was teammates with Chipper Jones.
Yeah, he's a guy that kicks around.
No, but he's an all. Look at his stats with the Braves and then everywhere else.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
To be honest, you two are pretty much baseball kind of nerds at this point. You love baseball.
I've always loved baseball.
And Phil, it was kind of cool. Me and Phil talking to Tyler Glasnow yesterday of how he talked about like how he was with the Pirates and how the Rays and Dodgers have developed him.
Oh, wow,
How
yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
Like at that point, what was the stat man?
Trackman.
Trackman. Like the Pirates didn't use Trackman back in the day. When it was 2017.
2017. I think a lot of teams didn't, though. So don't
No,
be that
I'm
critical
not
of them.
saying it's just because of Pirates, but like it's just like then the Rays were like, hey, just throw the ball down the middle, and because it's never going to end up there because your ball, like just hearing that and like how people are developed in a way different people are telling you throw this two seam like this and that, it was pretty cool. And I feel like I don't know, like this year I feel there's so many people pitching right now that are like, oh, why the fuck does this guy have a 2 ERA or 1 ERA? You know what I
That's
mean?
kind of true.
Partly because it's
Yeah.
early, but then I think there is something you said about like how Glasnow went to the Rays. The Rays constantly develop pitchers from other organizations to make them better.
Yeah.
Like they spend a lot of money on analytics. They spend a lot of money on having people in the front office to monitor these things, and
don't pay the players.
they just don't pay the players.
We talked to Kevin Pillar at the Chicago office. He was there. He's with the Angels now. But he was with the White Sox for a hot second earlier in the year, and he was with the Braves last year.
He's with the
and
Angels
Mets,
right now.
Mets,
When did that happen?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, when we
Like
talked
right after.
I didn't know that. So we went from the worst team to the worst team.
Yeah, but
well.
he said that the Braves specifically, they run their ship like nobody else.
That was cool to hear.
Yeah.
He was like, I've been on.
I mean, you can obviously tell they've won
Yeah.
every division.
He was like, the clubhouse is just run different. The guys are different. Like, and that's kind of what Glasnow said too. It's just like the guys on the Dodgers. He's like, listen, I know we have the best guys in the world, but it's like it's just different. Everyone's so invested in winning.
There's something to be said for a culture. Like, go back to the Cardinals in the 80s. They had, and then you go back to the Orioles in the 70s. The Oriole Way it was called. Like, there's something about having an organizational top-down development system that does make for professionalism a winning culture. I think, like, don't get me wrong, I love the stats and stuff like that, but there is something to be said that there is true, proof that guys like Glasnow, hey, throw the ball this way and it's going to help, or don't rely on your slider so much, or whatever tips they have can make the difference.
When you have people at the top that are not baseball players, like the owners, the GMs, and they're really involved, and you see how much they care, it almost makes you feel guilty if you don't care, So, like, if you have a guy who doesn't give a fuck, an owner that doesn't really give a shit at all, like the A's guy or whatever.
Oh, the A's got it, yeah.
Like, obviously he doesn't. Sometimes you don't care that much. It turns you into caring more because, like, the A's are playing pretty well.
It's a major league situation.
Yeah, major league situation. Where some guy it's like nonchalant, whatever. You're like, fuck this. Like, I'll show up. It's like Rico says all the time. Like, for basketball, 12 guys.
Would you guys sacrifice your hometown team for the A's to win a World Series this year?
Fuck no.
Would I sacrifice
What
the Mets?
kind of question is that?
The Mets no longer exist.
The Mets, no.
No. Like you automatically you're not going to win the World Series.
Like they don't make the
I don't
playoffs.
care about the A's. I've
Mets
seen
should.
the A's win a World Series.
No, the Mets should. The Yankees, fuck no.
That's an entirely different question. You're making it so like, oh, like the team moves, like, oh, like we wouldn't make. No, fuck John Fisher. He doesn't deserve happiness.
By the way, the A's, that bomb's going to fall out.
Oh,
Like right now.
I've said it a million times, and I'll say it again. A week before the trade deadline, I am taking every single season-long A's under on the.
You might want to take it now. Their pitching staff is in shambles. So
Also,
Paul Blackburn's on the IL. Joe Boyle's on the IL. Joe Boyle's not very good, but they are running out of pitchers. They don't have any starters.
hitters, they
Still
have Brent
Mason
Rooker.
Miller though.
They have Mason Miller to close out games, but if you don't have a lead, like what good is that? Like their starting rotation is in shambles right now, and because their A's are so fucking cheap, there's no depth.
JPC is still there.
Yeah, no, but I feel like I know he's the only one. Ross Stripling stinks. Alex Wood might go in the IL. Like it's a problem. The A's rotation's a problem. I would say.
Also,
A's are in trouble.
What happened to PFT betting against them every game?
You might want to start.
I mean, he stopped, and he would have been down a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, they're 19 and 24. They're still on pace for 90 losses.
Smitty.
So we got the Timberwolves tonight, +1.5. We have Yankees, Minnesota under 8.5, as well as no runs first inning. And then we got the Phillies and the Mets, 140 during the day. Aaron Nola's on the bump. I'm taking the over 8 for the over-under. And the starting lineup for the Phillies loves hitting against one Jose Butto. Bryson Stott is 4 for 7 off of him. JT Realmuto is 3 for 5 with a double, but Alec Boehm, who is in the MVP consideration, is 5 for 8 with 3 home runs against Butto. So Alec Boehm plus 600 to hit a dinger, as well as total bases plus money over 1.5 total bases.
Clemmer.
My pick of the day, Dodgers, first 7. They just need to have the lead, so minus like half a run. Keaton Winn is. I also have a Keaton Winn over 2.5 earned runs. Keaton Winn's been getting knocked around his last 2 starts. One of them was in Colorado, but he's looked terrible of late. And then Gavin Stone's pitching for the Dodgers. He's been really good. I'm on the Guardians money line. Cardinals run line is +124, and I'm on the Pacers tonight, +2.5.
I'm on the Knicks -2.5. I'm on the Timberwolves +4.5. And then baseball, my Yankees are back. Their bullpen is so good.
Really, it's been awesome for you. Even last year,
Really
they were
so
really good.
And Rodon needs to have a good game today. Paddock, the Twins are a weird team. They're not being really talked about
The
now.
Twins are just winning.
24-16, like they're
That huge winning streak.
Yeah, weird team. But I'm going Yankees there.
I mean, weird team, but you don't need to be that good to win the AL Central.
You really don't.
No.
And that one winning streak might keep them afloat all year long.
I'm going under 8.5 runs in the Blue Jays Orioles game. I think the Blue Jays just scored no runs today. I am going to Cubs again, +165. Tyone's been pitching great. His first 3 starts back, he's got a 1-1.
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, 1.13 ERA.
I love how loyal you are.
I'm a
You're
loyal
a good
guy.
loyal man.
I am. When I'm friends with you, I will take you no matter what.
Ion's been great though.
He has been great.
He's been really good. He's been really good.
They are plus 165 today.
Going up against the Braves is tough.
And then there was one more that I was like, oh, the Giants last night they fucking lost in over and I almost said overtime in extra innings too. That was Yamamoto. Yamamoto had 4 runs last night. Fuck that guy.
He's been
good.
He got knocked around his first start. Then he went 4-1.
Well,
then he went 4-0.
He's average right now to you. He's got like a 3.9.
Oh, he doesn't.
I'm pretty sure he
does.
does.
I thought he was under 3.
I thought he was.
No. Let me check
Let me
really
see right now.
fast.
Yamamoto has 3.21 ERA.
3.2.
And his ERA plus is 1.27, so he's quite a bit above average.
Above average is one thing, but I get what Marty's saying.
Yeah,
that
it wasn't
contract is
no. He's
talked about.
If we just take away that one start, though, he's elite.
Well, you can't take away one
bad start.
But this first start you can. I think in that it was still March. It was like middle of March.
Irving in the playoffs, one game.
Playoff game compared to a game in March in South Korea.
One game's a game.
It wasn't even in the States.
It was
boys.
He's not from Korea.
Where's he from?
From Japan.
Hey, in 1996, Bernie Williams once went 0 for 4 in Game 2 of the World Series. Like, it happens. You get one game.
Can't just erase a game.
By the way, Cortez has been the epitome of average this year.
Yeah.
I'm giving you credit. I'm giving you flowers.
He's average.
Well, we'll see how long I don't think it lasts.
Well, a guy we got to go, but there's one guy we just didn't like. Chris Sale's been really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
And I have his under on wins.
And guess where he's at?
The Braves. Like,
No,
It's just like, okay.
But Sale's always been good. Just like, can he stay on?
No,
the
he
mound?
hasn't. He hasn't. What are you talking about? He's always been good. He hasn't been good in 5 to 6 years.
I'm saying he's
He
good
hasn't
when
been
he's on
healthy
the
in 5 or
mound.
6 years.
No, he hasn't been good on the mound. You're wrong. Look at Chris Sale from I'll do it right now. Look at him from 2019 to 2023. He has not been good. 4.16 ERA, 56 starts, and that's over this. That's not good, Phil.
So he ERA plus
1.14.
above average last
Right, that's
season.
not good.
Above average is good.
No, it's
ERA plus in 2022, 141. So
just
41.
look at the whole enchilada. Look at 2019 to 2023.
Whole enchilada.
Look at all of it.
Kit and caboodle.
Well, 2019 was a juiced ball year, and he was above average that year. He's good.
Well, okay, guess he's good. He's always been good. He hasn't always been good. He's been the last 5 years. He's either been hurt or been average. He's good this year, though. I'll give you that.
That's Pick 6 Central. I will be going to Nashville tomorrow. I'll be on the show Thursday to do my lineup.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
You gonna beat 3? Tie 3?
I hope so. Again, I think Steele's pitching Thursday, so that's not going to help my. Hopefully,
He's good. He's a good pitcher
as well. But yeah, I'll be traveling tomorrow. I'll be back Thursday. You guys, you're in all week.
I'm in all week.
Maybe be back Thursday. The fellas will be here tomorrow. Whatever.
The fellas.
Oh, might be me and Rico tomorrow.
The fellas.
The fellas, all right.
Yeah. See you guys tomorrow.